What's up, y'all boys, man? We're gonna be doing a different kind of video. I'm gonna be reacting to the rise and fall of TSM Myth. Before I start this, Myth, you are a fucking legend, bro. We love you over here, man. You literally saved everybody's childhood with your gaming, bro. Fortnite was peak back in the day, man. So I want to go ahead and watch this just to relive my memories as a little kid.
Most followed streamer on Twitch. In 10 months, he went from a small streamer averaging 50 viewers to becoming one of the biggest creators in the world, with a new average of 37,000 live viewers. Myth was an early adopter of Fortnite Battle Royale and had become regarded as the best player in the world alongside Ninja.
The Ninja was up there, man. Boy, they was dominating the scene.
Millions of followers across his various
I remember the conversation. It was like Michael Jordan versus LeBron out that bitch when they was like, who's better, Ninja or Myth?
A lot. Myth has been consistently losing subscribers for 2 years, rapidly losing followers on Twitch, Instagram and Twitter, and can often be seen streaming to under 100 people, a number perhaps hard to fathom considering where he once was.
Damn,
so what
bro.
happened? How did Myth go from the second biggest streamer in the world?
Motherfucking Fortnite died, bro.
Well, let me explain by taking you back to the start, where it all began. Myth's online presence can be traced back to November 2013, when he would create his current YouTube channel at the age of 14. As with most gaming creators at the time, he would begin by posting low-quality Minecraft and Call of Duty videos. However, his content would see huge improvements over the next few years, and by 2016,
Let me pause this now. Hot take: Minecraft is mid. I'm sorry to say it, man. It's just the quality's ass. I mean, I don't know how you guys have fun on Minecraft, man. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but yeah, Minecraft is just not my cup of tea, man. It seems pretty boring. You just out there breaking shit for diamonds, building houses, no action, bro. And if you have action, you fighting the fucking CPU. Yeah, man, Minecraft, it just ain't it for me. I played it before, and I got off that bitch in like 5 minutes. Yeah. And then my friends was terrorizing me. Yeah, the worst experience on Minecraft. Maybe it's just my experience, but yeah, Minecraft, I hate it.
And streaming on Twitch and uploading the highlights to his YouTube channel. Around this period, streaming was far less normalized and was a laughable career option in the eyes of the mainstream. But despite this, Myth had set his sights on becoming a successful streamer and was putting in a serious amount of time and effort at an incredible consistency. Streaming almost
that's good, man. You put in them hours, man. You get what you deserve, bro.
High school and
Myth guy is bad. Shout out to my dog.
Quickly, and by November 2016, he was streaming to an average audience of 50 live viewers. During this period, Myth's streams were focused almost entirely around one game, Paragon. Despite there being a vast plethora of games with far higher viewership potential on YouTube and Twitch, Myth would continue to dedicate himself to Paragon, and for the next 10 months, would essentially play nothing but this game on his streams. However, his loyalty to Paragon would prove to reap little rewards in terms of growth.
What is Paragon? This thing looks like,
Myth was still
I don't know. It looked like Overwatch, but it really don't.
To look less optimistic for the young streamer. That was until September.
I've never heard of that shit.
When Myth would make a decision that would change his life forever, when he would finally take a chance on a game other than Paragon and turned his attention to a new release slowly gaining traction in the gaming community, Fortnite Battle Royale.
Oh my god, hit me with the motherfucking ad. Get this shit off my screen.
Fortnite was somewhat similar to that of PUBG and H1Z1, two Battle Royale games that were extremely popular and topping the charts on Twitch at the time. However, Fortnite gave a fresh take on the genre, moving away from what could be...
Damn, bruh. What the fuck is you looking at, man? Watch the damn video. Stop looking at me.
...considered a mature art style and gameplay to a more wholesome aesthetic with bright colors, high saturation, cartoon-styled character models, and, dancing.
Hey, he was hitting that shit, man. You ever seen that original video? He was
quick to write the game off. Seeing it as
the Ali A, he was a legend. That motherfucker was a bot though. He never was good in my eyes. I would have ran down on him. 360.
Rare for a free
no
game
mats.
to have any long-term substance or success. But whilst the vast majority of streamers and players were sleeping on Fortnite, Myth was there on day one of release and streaming the game to his audience. And after his first Fortnite stream,
I'm so glad he took that damn risk, bro. Sometimes, man, you gotta take risks if you want to get big, bro. You can't just keep on doing the same content if it ain't working.
Adopter and believer in the game would prove to be a stroke of genius. Myth was putting in far more hours than 99.9% of players.
Then he putting in the good hours, man. He
consistently
deserved
streaming
that shit,
8
bro.
hours every day, and would quickly become one of the highest skilled players on Fortnite. Whilst it would take most players weeks, if not months, to get just one single win on the game, after only 5 days of playing, Myth had won an absurd 22 games. A feat so impressive that even the
82
official
games?
Fortnite Twitter page
Think about this shit, bro. When you was winning one game on Fortnite, you was posting that shit on your story, on your Snapchat story, to all the hoes. Man, this motherfucker had 80 wins. I'm telling you, bruh, he was that. If you seen him on that motherfucking Fortnite battlefield, it was like King Von out there, man. He was out there slaying people, bruh. High kill games. He was getting 30 bombs before they was even... Oh my God, he was getting 30 bombs when they was relevant. I couldn't even get one kill. I was hiding in the bushes. And this motherfucker get 30 kills. Him.
took notice and would shout out his Twitch stream. For context, getting a win on Fortnite was no easy task.
Look, he's even saying it.
Players competing in each game to become the last man standing. In a world where one single shotgun bullet or sniper shot can defeat you, there was a lot of room for failure. A win on the game was in fact so special at the time, the players would post pictures to their social media accounts.
Look, I'm telling you, you would get the hoes from posting the fucking Victory Royale, man. And this motherfucker had 20, well, you know, they said 80, I don't even know how many wins they said this motherfucker had, man. But he was him.
Flexing the now iconic Victory Royale screen. Getting just one win was an achievement, but Myth was making it look like a walk in the park. And only one day
Damn, that animation was tough. 22 wins so far, so we had 20.
8, reaching 30
Damn.
Victory Royales. The same day, Myth would begin uploading highlights of his gameplay to YouTube, including a video of him dropping 20 kills in one single game. This level of
20
skill
kills.
was incomprehensible.
I'ma keep
Most
on
players
saying
were
it,
lucky
man.
to get one kill.
I couldn't even win a
Meanwhile,
game.
Myth was
Hiding
taking
in
out
the
an entire
bushes.
fifth of
The
lobby
bushes used to
himself.
have the little
It was
glowing
beginning
lights
to
and
look like
shit.
Myth could actually be the best.
That would be my
Fortnite player
gameplay.
in the world.
Sorry as hell.
However, at this time, Fortnite was still yet to gain considerable traction,
You got my
popularity,
gator.
which was reflected in Myth's streaming stats. As despite his elite level of gameplay, his stream would see a fairly little amount of growth after his
No, I
transition.
should've grabbed a
to
better
parody,
snack.
and he was still averaging around 50
I ain't
to
got
75 concurrent viewers per stream. That was until November, when with a stroke of luck and random chance, Myth would end up in the same Fortnite game as one of the biggest
Ooh.
streamers on Twitch, Summit 1G. With no idea he was coming up against one of the biggest streamers in the world, who was streaming live to over 15,000 people, Myth would aggressively approach, outbuild, and outplay Summit. This was not normal, and people were taking notice. Soon after the game, Myth would upload a clip of him outplaying Summit to YouTube,
Like, he
and it
was,
would
bro.
quickly become
He was building mansions. Nobody was doing that, man, on the battlefield. If you seen one build, you knew you was running into the greatest player of all time. And he came out that bitch building mansions. Myth, you're a fucking legend.
his most viewed video yet. Viewers were in awe at Myth's ability, especially that. of
And
his
he run
building
down people
skill.
with the
And
Renegade
Myth would
Raider
top in
drip?
the leaderboards as the player with the most solo
Damn,
views
I know
and
they
wins.
seen that
Myth was
motherfucker.
certainly making a
With
name
all
for
that
himself
drip.
amongst
Mind you, it was
the
all
Fortnite
defaults.
community.
He came
And
out there with
following a
that
video where
skin.
He would destroy Summit. Myth would upload
He
a
had that
series
shit
of
on, though.
building tutorials, which would perform far greater than the rest of his YouTube content.
Stair
There was no doubt in the
tutorial.
community that Myth was the best builder in the game, and considering that Fortnite's unique selling point was building, it was a huge title to hold. All of this led to a considerable rise in viewership on Myth's Twitch channel, and for the month of November 2017, he would average 179 concurrent viewers per stream, double that of the last month. The following month of December was when Fortnite really started to pick up pace in terms of popularity, and thanks to Myth's prolonged commitment to the game, his stream would begin to blow up.
This is still
December
season 1.
1st, 142 live average viewers. December 2nd, 332
Dang, he
viewers.
got double
Myth had
his
doubled
views,
his
bro.
average viewers in just one day. But things would get even better when once again, Myth would find himself in a Fortnite lobby with Summit. And when the two players would eventually encounter
my
one
God.
another, they would
Imagine being like a spectator in this. Like, imagine being in this game, being a spectator, watching two psycho motherfuckers build. And you're just used to not seeing nobody build at all. And he's out there building 360s? GG.
to have a 1v1 battle.
Boy,
that
I
would
would
go
have
down in
quit out the
Fortnite's
game
history.
quick as hell.
Summit would notice a base at the top of
Look
a
at this, he
hill.
probably like, what
Little
the
did he
fuck?
know Myth was the one waiting inside. Summit then decides to aggressively build upwards towards the base, ready to engage. But instead of Myth sitting idly like the majority of players would, he starts building at incredible speed.
Look at this shit.
See, he keeps building higher.
Damn, he hit him hard too.
Stop building so high! Stop it!
Boy, I'll be mad as shit.
Is this guy a... What? What's happening? What just happened?
He not stopping and he'll know nothing.
He built he kept building up and building up and building up, and I couldn't catch him. 1400. How did that man shotgun me down
Dude,
beneath
bro.
like that? Did you see that?
Good fight, Summit. I like that.
I've never seen that strategy used. I've never seen that
See?
strategy.
Bro,
You could tell
he
he's a
was
good
the
player.
King Von
I've
of
never seen that strategy
Fortnite.
used where someone's
I'm
trying to get
telling
your base,
you.
just keep building up, keep building up, keep building up.
This
That was
motherfucker.
impressive, not gonna lie.
For the second
He just
time,
building
Myth
up and up.
completely
He ain't
outplayed
going
one of
down.
the biggest
That dude had
streamers in the world.
200 health
This kind of
to Myth's
building
100.
was
Man, he
not
still
normal.
smashed
All the
him.
thousands of viewers in Summit's stream who witnessed the fight.
And I know they
the
was
same
glazing. He probably, his views probably went up
likely going
crazy.
through their minds. Who is this Myth guy, and how is he so good at the game? And it was no coincidence that soon after this moment, Myth's stream would begin to grow even faster. December 16th, 570 viewers.
That boy going
December
up, man.
24th,
I know that
1,000
shit probably
viewers. December
right when he
26th,
woke up,
2,000
seen his views,
December
man, like that.
28th,
People was probably
3,000
subbing his YouTube
live
like
average
crazy.
viewers.
He probably
Myth had
felt
multiplied his viewers
amazing,
over
man.
20x in the space of 1
But yeah,
month.
he deserves
And whilst
it, man.
many
He's
streamers
streaming
slowed
for
down
10
their
hours a
streaming
day,
over the
man.
holidays, he was grinding an average of 10 hours every day.
See?
And it was working. As Myth's Twitch was skyrocketing to huge heights, more fuel would be added to the fire. When a random viewer would post a clip from Myth's stream, that would take the internet by storm. The video was titled Insane Build Fight, I'm the Myth, and would quickly go viral, gaining over 1 million views. In the clip, Myth could be seen in an intense build battle against another player, a fight that he would go on to win. And whilst in hindsight this gameplay may look underwhelming
Damn,
to
bro.
the average Fortnite player in 2023, at the time, this kind of building was exceptional and was incomprehensible to the average player
See,
who had
man.
started playing the game over the
You're not beating
holidays.
King Von
In
though. I
month
mean, you had a
34
good fight, but he's not dropping. He was that. He was that. You can't do shit with him.
1,000 followers gained on Twitch and 21,000
Dang,
subscribers
bruh.
on YouTube. Myth's rise to fame was in fact only just getting started. And on the 10th of January 2018, he would sign a professional contract with the esports organization
TSM, bro.
bringing a new
This
look
shit really
respect to
brings
his
back
name
memories,
and of
man.
course, more eyes to his stream.
Him,
On January
Hamlin,
15th, he would post
Daquan.
one of his most viral videos yet, where he would get
They was like
27 kills
LeBron,
in
Bosh,
one
and
game,
Wade out
which
that
would
bitch,
quickly
man.
amass over 2 million views. And it was no coincidence that in the week
Solo
following this upload,
squads?
Myth's average concurrent viewers on
Gang, he's in,
Twitch
like,
would
season
rise
1
from
doing
around
this, man.
3,000 to 7,000. The growth was starting to get even faster, and by this point, Myth was gaining around 10,000 followers per day on Twitch. In the space of a few months, he'd gone from being completely unknown and making presumably very little money from streaming to becoming one of the most viewed streamers on the site, and undoubtedly making thousands of dollars per day from his stream, YouTube channel, and brand deals. Alongside
Bro, that's
this,
how I'm trying to
Myth
be,
would reach
man.
1,000 wins
Shit.
on Fortnite.
I ain't gonna be as good as you, man. I'm gonna try to be on the entertaining side, but shit, I'm trying to get that money on.
In February 2018, TSM would announce their official competitive Fortnite team, a squad consisting of Myth and 3 other upcoming pro players.
Hamlin, Daquan,
Mills, and Hamlin's.
I don't remember
They quickly became the most
Camille's,
lethal squad
though.
in the game and would destroy every
He
level
probably
they
was
played in.
insane.
And let's just say, the viewers loved it. Fortnite was now beginning to transcend the gaming
That's when you just
community, and
dashboard the
rapid
game,
growth of
bro.
the game was
Just
starting
go on to the
gain
next one.
considerable mainstream media attention. At the forefront of this hysteria was the streamer Ninja, who was also seeing an unprecedented level of growth alongside the Fortnite boom, rapidly becoming by far the most subscribed streamer on Twitch.
Bro,
and the
Ninja
face
was
of
doing it
Fortnite.
all, bro. Ninja was Kai before Kai, bro. I don't care. This is a TSM myth video, man. I gotta glaze Ninja just for 1 second, man. That man was doing Fortnite streams with Drake, Marshmello. Bro, he was doing it all, man. He had his own dance. He was hitting that shit. That's actually in Fortnite right now. Ninja, man. You a legend too, bro. Your whole clique, man.
People would often debate who the best player in the world was, and more often than not, the debate
Yeah, I'm
was
glazing.
between two players.
It is what it is.
Myth or Ninja. With that being said, the two of them saw an opportunity for more viral content and would collaborate at the end of February, playing duos together. It was a
Damn.
magnificent
Imagine they did a
spectacle for the
tournament
community,
together in the
and following
duos,
the
bro.
stream, Myth would upload one of their games to his YouTube channel.
They shoulda did a
becoming his
tournament
most viewed
together,
video
bro,
ever,
in they
quickly
prime.
reaching over 5 million views.
Boy,
Myth's growth was getting
they wasn't
outrageous
losing.
at this point. And by the end of February, he was the third most sub streamer on Twitch and doubled his average concurrent view count from the previous month to
Damn.
11,000 average viewers, all whilst gaining 400,000 new followers. But it didn't stop there. Myth would take note of the success from his collaboration with Ninja, and a couple weeks later, would begin playing duos with one of the most popular streamers in the world.
Oh yeah, Pokimane too, man.
This collab would prove to bring even more attention to Myth streams, with multiple viral fan-made videos.
They used to
uploaded
go
YouTube,
crazy.
4.7 million, 5.9 million, 11 million
Look
views.
at y'all. Horny ass motherfuckers, man. I know y'all guys was loving that shit, man. He was getting she was getting caught off that. She doing her own thing, man. She doing her thing now. But yeah, I forgot, man. She was in this shit.
However, Myth didn't solely rely on collaborations to continue his growth, and was still focused on
I
his
remember
gameplay,
the- oh,
proven
nah.
by another viral video
I ain't
posted
saying
to his
all that.
YouTube, showcasing a 39
She might
kill
come
solo
RKO
versus
me if I
squad
say some
match.
crazy
For the
shit.
month of March
Never know.
2018, Myth would once again double his Twitch viewers, consistently pulling over 20,000
That boy
average
Myth
viewers
was
per
hard,
stream.
bruh.
On top
He
of
was
this,
getting the
he would
bitches,
gain a
man.
jaw-dropping
'Cause you get the victory
800,000
royales.
followers, in the process of which he would break over 1 million overall followers on his Twitch channel.
Yeah, we hit 1 million in Twitch followers. I told myself I wouldn't cry, dude.
Shit, bro.
Myth seemed unstoppable.
You could cry,
at
man.
this
You done
point.
worked
In the
your
space
ass
of
off for
only
that.
4 months, he had gone from being relatively unknown on Twitch and YouTube to becoming one of the biggest and fastest growing creators
Look at Ninja,
of
bro.
all time.
You see what I'm
Things just
talking
seemed to
about?
get better
Ninja
and
was
better
Kai
at
before
this
Kai,
point.
bro.
But that was until April 2018 came around, when Myth was invited to a Fortnite tournament hosted by Ninja at the esports arena in Las Vegas. And with huge amounts of pressure and expectation on his shoulders to perform against other players, this event would prove to be the first pitfall in Myth's career thus far.
I can see it right now. He's already coming up with an excuse. How do I
Nah, I'm
how
not
do I
gonna-
off the map? Like, what do I do? How do I?
Hey, that nigga was hating though, bruh. You see, I'm telling you, they had the rivalry, bruh. Man, Myth, he was like KD. And Ninja, he was like LeBron, bruh. Man, they was going back and forth. Them niggas was going crazy. You see how he threw a little shade at that man? He got hold by this guy. I remember this clip. They gonna show it, but yeah, man.
How do I let everyone know that
Ninja
I picked up
Myth,
the pills
man,
and
they
I fell
was-
off?
Whilst
It was
Myth had
1A,
been growing
1B.
at unprecedented speed, Ninja was a different animal, and having recently smashed the record for the most subscribed streamer of all time, who better to host the first ever in-person Fortnite tournament than him? Ninja and Myth were essentially
true.
the two biggest names on Twitch and in Fortnite at this point, and with them both being
He had
seen
all
as the
the
two
aura,
best
bro.
players in the game, viewers were dying for the opportunity to see the two officially face off against each other in a game of Fortnite. With Fortnite fans seeing this as an opportunity to finally settle the debate amongst
See?
the community
The debate,
as to
I'm
which
telling
of the two
you.
players
The-
was the best.
What I tell you, man? LeBron versus KD. That's how this was, man. I don't remember who won this. I don't even remember them fighting one-on-one. Let me take my guess. I got my parlay on Myth if they're doing like just a one-on-one by themselves. But if it's in-game scenario, I got Ninja.
In the world. Naturally, this created a huge anticipation, and viewers were edged on their seats.
Oh my god.
expecting Ninja
Legacies was on the
to
line.
gun battles and build fights of magnitudes that had never been seen before. The event came around and the stage was set, and it wasn't long before 680,000 live
680?
viewers came flooding over the Ninja's
Oh
live stream
my
of the event,
god.
thus breaking the record for the most concurrent viewers.
Nigga, I
of
probably
all
was in
time
that
on
one. I don't
Twitch.
even know.
All eyes were on Myth and Ninja.
680,
Myth,
bro.
A very, very popular player. Crazy big on Twitch.
Shout out to my mans Courage and
Anything else you can
Lupo.
think of
Those are
that
two
might
legends
make it
too,
roll?
man.
This is the
I'm glad they get some
absolute
story time burn.
Besides Ninja,
They like
I think
side
tonight
characters in
the
this shit,
one
but
guy everybody's been
nigga,
waiting
shout out to
to
them.
see play is TSM Myth over here. Can I hear it in the house? How many of you guys are here waiting for Myth to do some domination tonight? How are you feeling coming into this final heat trying to destroy Ninja?
I feel really, really confident in my ability to do that task.
Out of these next 3 games, how many do you think you're going to win?
Minimum 2.
The hoes
I
got
wanna
my
win
guy
minimum 2
nervous.
games and go for the twofer.
It's
But,
okay, man.
I
You
think
still
I
the
could
GOAT.
Definitely get one.
With expectations of Myth already extremely high, and comments of confidence during his pre-game interview,
Everybody had his
everyone
money
was
line
expecting
down.
to
He
see
was a little
incredible
nervous
gameplay
to
from
Kato.
the star player. But unfortunately, the event would prove to be a complete disaster for Myth, and painfully anticlimactic for the audience, as Myth would put on an extremely disappointing performance, dying very early on in 2 games, and awkwardly falling to his death during a build battle in another.
Now, I don't know if you know, but Myth fell off the side of a mountain.
Yeah, he fell and died.
Hope he's got good health insurance, man. Pay for those broken ankles, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can
Look
see
at
right
him.
Now he's already coming up with an excuse. How do I tell everyone that I fell?
Hating
What do I
ass
do?
niggas, man.
How do I let everyone know that I didn't get that many kills and I fell off?
Myth, let's talk about what happened in this game.
I was gonna play the high ground early, and then. But yeah, so when then. So we
He got
the
hoes, bruh.
skirmish,
They
and then
finally
off the
showing the
side of
clip.
hill, I
Look.
encountered one of the rarest bugs in the game, which is like when you make an edit or like build something, it'll just fling you off. And so that happened, and
He got
it was
hoed,
really
bruh.
unfortunate.
That was crazy.
Despite the anticlimactic nature of the Las Vegas tournament, one poor performance wasn't going to be enough for Myth to completely lose his status in the community. In fact, he continued to grow at speed, and in
Damn,
the month
bro.
of April, would
That was a
average
bad look. But you still a
35,000
GOAT, man.
viewers, whilst gaining 700,000 followers, topping it all off by averaging 1 million views per upload on his YouTube channel. In May of 2018, Myth would move into the new TSM house. He was now under the same roof as his fellow Fortnite teammates.
My dog Hamlins, man. Where are
And
y'all
after the
at?
failures of last
Hamlins and
season,
Daquan.
quickly forgotten.
They need a video too, bruh.
His new personal best
My man Daquan, he was on top of the world.
average concurrent viewers, a
He
feat
had all the
achieved
phrases.
by an extremely small number of streamers. But as is often the case with creators, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
He crashing
And this
out, bro.
moved
I'm not
proved
gonna. He crashing out like a
extremely
motherfucker.
in terms of viewership, and in the months following, cracks would slowly begin to show. Following his lackluster performance at Las Vegas and the continuing emergence of new star players, people in the Fortnite community were beginning to ask questions in regards to the skill of Myth. Was he really as good as everyone thought? Fortnite was no longer
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. At this point in time, man, this is where the losers started to come in. Still peak game, but you know it was the dirty of the dirt. Like Mongrel, oh man, this motherfucker had his screen stretched all the way out. He was him. Like Myth, he just wasn't King Von no more. That went to Mongrel. This guy was him. Now we got Clicks. He like King Von, Peter Bot. But yeah, man. Around this time, Myth wasn't just singled out different. Like people were starting to get the building and shit.
an underground game, and most players had spent at least a couple months playing at this point.
Nick
Thus,
Merckx was
the
always
skill
asked to
gap
me
was
though,
beginning
bro.
to close fast. Whilst a few months prior, the average player
He
base
just had to
no
aim.
comprehension
No
of how to
builds.
build and struggled to even
He
get
was
a
on.
single win. Players were now beginning to catch up to the skill and knowledge held by the early adopters of the game, such as Myth. Long gone were the days where Myth would consistently run into players who had considerably less knowledge of the game than himself that he could easily outplay, and people were taking notice. A post was made on the 3rd of June 2018 titled, "Is TSM Myth the most overrated player on Fortnite?" With one Redditor commenting, "He was the first to master building super quickly and was the best builder in the game for a while until everyone caught up. People just remember when he used to be amazing." But it wasn't just
They
this
calling him
post.
washed.
Just a week later,
They calling him
another
up.
viewer of Myths would write, "Is
They
TSM
doing him
Myth
dirty.
really good enough for a pro team? The 17% win percentage and a 4.72 KD this season is just not good enough for competitive play. But he is somehow the team leader for one of the biggest teams
That's
in
crazy.
Fortnite." Whilst
Those
the
are fucking
17%
insane
win rate
stats,
of
bro.
4.72 KD
They
is
hate
far
like a
greater
bitch.
than what the vast majority of players could hold. It was nowhere near good enough for someone to be labelled as the best in the world. But how could Myth's skill level fall so drastically, so quickly? Well, as proven by Myth and Ninja, being the best Fortnite players in the world came with unfathomable riches. Thus, the competition when competing at the highest level got more and more competitive. And of course, with an ever-growing player base, it was only natural more competition was going to arise.
That is
For
true.
the first time, viewers' eyes were straying from Ninja and Myth
Look at
onto
Mongo.
other emerging new players who were starting to show talent, arguably far
telling you,
greater
bro.
than Myth and
He was
Ninja
that.
ever
Look at him.
displayed.
I'm telling you, man.
Occasional comedic
He took the
moments in his
throne of
content
King
and a
Bond.
likable personality. There was no denying that the main reason people came to watch his stream was because of his gameplay. People wanted to see the best Fortnite player in the world. And whilst this demand was fruitful, when Myth was regarded as the best in the game, there was always
Them
the
pumps
risk
used to do
that
damage
if he
back in the
went
day.
ranks, his
Now you
viewership
try to shoot
would
somebody,
be
it
in
do
huge
10
trouble.
damage.
Other
GG.
players were playing better than him, getting more kills, building faster, winning
That's
more
why I
games.
quit that shit.
Myth could no longer provide the best gameplay available for viewers to consume. So naturally, his audience would slowly lose interest. Myth's build battles from just a few months prior that were jaw-dropping were no longer even
He wasn't doing no
impressive.
content with Pokey
And with the
still.
addition of turbo building to the game, an update
She
which
changed
gave
on my
controller
nigga.
players far greater capabilities when building, more and more players were able to build at a level that had previously made Myth go viral. Myth was slowly beginning to lose his status amongst the Fortnite competitive community, and for the first time since bursting onto the scene in late 2018, Myth would see a decrease in his average viewers on Twitch, averaging 29,000 concurrent viewers and gaining 518,000 new followers. The fact that these numbers could be considered a down month just goes to show how astronomical.
Yeah, bro.
Myth's
They
success
fucking crazy,
was.
man. There ain't
As
no
Myth's
damn
viewers
down
were
month.
slowly decreasing, there was another player whose followers and viewers
I want a
were
down
shooting
month for
at
that.
intense
Boy, he
speed.
probably getting hella
Too
money.
few. Whilst previously the debate was always whether Myth or Ninja was the best player in the world, Myth wasn't performing at a high enough level anymore and was no longer in the conversation for the best player in the world. Thus, Tfue would replace him.
Oh yeah,
as the new
Oh, I
rival to
forgot
Ninja.
about him.
Seeing the shift in attention,
He
on
was
July 3rd,
nasty.
Myth would take advantage of what could be considered negative and collaborate.
But you see how being the best Fortnite player gets the bitches? I gotta talk about it, man. Tfue had Corinna cuff. He did have that. He was hitting that. Now he did cuff that. That's bad. But he still tapped that. I gotta give it to him.
Collaboration that would go on to be his biggest video of all time.
Playgrounds
The
was
video
peak,
consisted
bro.
of the two battling in a new game mode released on
Used to be in that
Fortnite,
joint at like 1
Playground
a.m.
mode,
playing with my
a mode
friend.
that would turn out to be one of the most impactful updates that would ever grace the game. The mode allowed players to create their own private lobbies where they could play with
my
unlimited
gosh, bro,
building
he's coding the
resources.
fuck
Prior
out
to this
here.
update, if a player wanted to practice their building, they would have to spend huge amounts of time in an actual public game farming materials, and they were always at the risk of being killed. Now all of a sudden, players could spam builds for hours on end. This feature would see a dramatic increase in the skill level of the most dedicated players to the game, which naturally created more and more competition.
That was a
for
W
Myth
addition,
and the
man.
wider
Fortnite
player
still
base.
does this to this
However,
day, man.
Myth was still a
They
force to be
still
reckoned with,
put in
proven by a
crazy
video
shit
released to his YouTube channel on
to
July
stay relevant.
29th
I
that
mean, I
amassed
gotta give it to
7
him.
million views. Along with this, Myth had managed to slow the decline of his Twitch channel, with him averaging around the same concurrent viewers as the month prior, and would actually have an increase in followers gained, adding another 580,000 to his Twitch follower count. And with this large addition of new followers, a week later, Myth would become the second most followed streamer on Twitch of all time. And in this
Damn.
month of August, for the first time in a while, Myth would begin to take interest in other games than Fortnite, and would stream and upload content of him playing Rainbow Six Siege to his YouTube and Twitch. This was definitely a gamble,
Nice.
considering Myth's
Oh my
audience.
gosh. Gang. You're on top of the world. Why would you switch the game? That's a bad parlay you put in, man. That's like putting the motherfucking Giants to win the Super Bowl. Come on, man. I understand you do what you like, but dude, I would just do that off stream if you want to play some shit. You sold.
Almost entirely come from his Fortnite streams. However, the video would perform well on his YouTube channel, amassing over 1 million views. Perhaps Smith saw the writing on the wall in terms of the longevity of his Fortnite career. Considering the increase in competition, maybe his new growth strategy would be to become a variety streamer.
Okay,
But
shit.
it's hard to tell considering
I don't
the
know,
video
ball.
was in fact sponsored. Perhaps Smith was just securing the bag for a couple of days before
That
returning to
boy trying to
Fortnite.
get his money
But it
on,
didn't seem
man.
like a one-off,
Let me
as
let
once
you
again,
cook.
Myth
My
showed his
bad.
intent to play games other than Fortnite and would stream and upload content on Battlefield 5. However, this was also sponsored. Interestingly, the Battlefield 5 content would not be as well received as his Rainbow Six gameplay, with a video posted to his YouTube getting just 240,000
Just?
views, which was a large decrease
Chill,
in
bro.
viewership compared to his Fortnite content. And on Twitch, it was much worse, as his Battlefield stream would only get a max view count of 6,000, which was a
I understand that's not a lot to compare to him, but like, damn, 6,000 is a lot of people. Shit, let me get 100. If I get 100 people watching at once, man, I would feel so happy with myself. I'll feel completed. One day, bro, I'm gonna get there.
huge drop compared to his Fortnite streams. Whilst expected, it wasn't exactly a good sign if Myth had long-term aspirations of playing other games on stream than Fortnite. With that said, Myth would end the month of August once again in decline, and whilst the month prior he managed to maintain his 28,000 average concurrent viewers, in August that number would fall to 19,000. If this were a normal situation, that would of course be a super impressive number. However, in the context of Myth, he had managed to lose practically 50% of his Twitch average
Damn,
audience
bro.
in just 3 months.
Yeah, you got
And
a
all of
point,
sudden,
man.
The graph of his growth was stooping down menacingly. But it got worse, as just 1 month later, in September 2018, Myth's average viewers had been cut in half once again, from 19,000 average viewers to 10,000.
Damn,
and people
bro.
were taking notice. And on the 20th of September, a somewhat infamous creator known as Exility would post a video to his channel titled "The Mistake That Cost Myth His Career." In a video, he would discuss the
That is, I'm not gonna lie, that's fucking crazy. He's still getting good views, and this motherfucker talking about his career. They wildin'.
sharp decline in Myth's viewership and followers, citing the failures of the Las Vegas event, the emergence of new players such as Tfue, and Myth playing games other than Fortnite, all as to reasons as why he thinks Myth is on the decline.
If you would have told me that Myth would start streaming games other than Fortnite anytime soon, I probably never would have believed you. But I think in the long run, making sponsored videos and doing sponsored streams for games that aren't Fortnite could hurt him. If you're known for something, whether it's a game or a style of video, and then you totally change it up, not as many people are going to be drawn in. So taking a social media presence down the path of variety gaming could be
See,
very
like, I
dangerous.
don't wanna
Sudden
be like
Myth's
that though,
declining
bro.
Statistics were brought
I
to the
wanna be
forefront
known
of
for-
people's minds, as this video would go on
for
to gain
my
an extreme amount of attention with over 8
entertainment,
million
right?
views. And
I
viewers
don't
began
wanna
to
be
leave
stuck
their
on
own
one
opinions
specific
in the
game. He
comments.
probably just got
And
bored of
simple,
this shit.
His career was based on Fortnite. Myth's career didn't stick the landing.
They crazy. Come on,
Around
bro.
this time, Myth decided to try a new style of content on his YouTube channel and would release his first vlog. And it was a hit, with 6 million views vastly eclipsing his other
Dang.
gaming content at the time. A trend that would continue for his following vlog releases that month. This was a huge win for Myth. It's not uncommon for content creators to be carried by the games that they play, but Myth
Yeah,
was
bro. I
shown
mean,
that
he in the
his vlogs
content house.
actually more
You got
reflected
Daquan and him, but that's content in
personality
itself,
than
bro.
that of his Fortnite gameplay, which would have been a huge relief, I'm sure, considering his recent decline on Twitch. However, despite Myth's YouTube channel picking up once again, the same couldn't be said for his stream. Perhaps taking note of Exility's criticism, Myth had gone back to streaming almost entirely Fortnite, and only occasionally would play other games on stream. However, it wasn't exactly working out well, as despite devoting himself to Fortnite, Myth's viewers would start to fall sharply once again, and by mid-2019, he was now averaging under 5,000 viewers per stream. Whilst this would still make Myth one of the biggest streamers on the platform, and most streamers would be ecstatic with this kind of audience, I doubt Myth was particularly happy with these numbers, considering that it had been just 1 year since his peak in May 2018, and he had managed to lose almost 90% of his audience. Things were changing in all aspects of Myth's life, and around this time, he would find himself moving into a brand new TSM Fortnite house. And whilst you would expect this to be a positive change, allowing Myth to
Yeah, I would have told that guy right there, I would have said, get your ugly ass out of here. You ain't giving me no good content. You smell like ass. I mean, look at him.
Up his content, there was a big problem.
That motherfucker's
His iconic
child.
teammates and fan favorites, Daquan and Hamlins, were nowhere to be seen. It would seem the good old days were over, and while Myth was still playing Fortnite regularly on stream,
Oh yeah, this is when Fortnite got trashed, bro.
Player anymore. It was
I remember that
completely
combat
gone,
shotgun
proving
doing
Myth
5
would have a
damage.
1v1 battle with an emerging 14
Look, Clicks.
pro player.
Hey,
Clicks.
I'm
And
telling
let's
you,
just
man,
say,
he was
Myth
that.
got absolutely destroyed. But despite Myth's obvious decline in skill, he managed to maintain his 5,000 average viewers on Twitch, and was
that's
still
not
gaining
bad, though.
tens of thousands of followers per month. People probably weren't watching him anymore for his gameplay ability. It was obvious he was no longer the best in the game, so boasting those kind of numbers from personality is massively impressive. Whilst maintaining his audience was good news, Myth hadn't seen any considerable upwards growth to his Twitch audience since bursting onto the scene in 2018, and with Fortnite only getting less fresh and less popular, maybe playing just that on stream wasn't such a good idea anymore. And with that said, Myth would start mixing in other games alongside Fortnite on his streams, and it was working, as Myth would finally see positive growth to his Twitch, ending the year of 2019 with an average of 8,000 viewers. Despite the growth, it still seemed unlikely that Myth could ever get back to the level of viewership
4
and
million.
status that he once held during his peak. But that was until April 2020, where Myth would take a huge risk, and for the entire month would barely play Fortnite, streaming the game just 5 times for the entire month,
Damn.
instead focusing himself on a new game, Valorant. And
Oh,
Myth
yeah, people
pushing
still play
Fortnite
Valorant
aside
to
for
this day.
Valorant will prove to pay off nicely, and his viewers would rapidly rise 5x from the previous month, seeing on
Damn.
average 32,000 live
That's a good
viewers
gamble, though,
daily,
man.
alongside gaining 600.
2020 was when Fortnite was getting trashed,
It seemed
bro.
Myth didn't need to stick to just Fortnite after all. It had been almost 2 years since he held this kind of viewership, and with Fortnite declining in popularity, maybe Valorant was the new gold mine. But unfortunately, the following month would see Myth's average viewers fall back down to 9,000, similar to his previous average from months past. However, there were huge positives to be taken from this. Myth had barely played Fortnite since the release of Valorant's beta, and interestingly, even after the initial burst of hype of Valorant's release, he was still averaging the same, if not more viewers than he was getting a couple months prior when he was mainly streaming Fortnite.
Any
Around
stream
this
less
time, Myth
hours
would release a video
went crazy,
titled
bro.
The Current State of Fortnite, hinting at how disappointed he had become with the game as of recent. And for the next 3 months, Myth will continue predominantly playing Valorant and rarely streaming Fortnite. Maybe Myth didn't need Fortnite anymore, and his statistics were backing that statement. On the 22nd
Talk your
of July,
shit, man.
he would stream Fortnite.
Oh, I would've went crazy. I
9,000
would've
max
said,
viewers. The
y'all
next day,
counted
he
me
would
out.
stream Valorant,
I would've been like Gino.
23,000 max viewers. Myth no longer enjoyed the game, and he didn't need to force himself to play it to maintain the success of his career. And for the next half a year, his viewers were holding strong without it. Myth would play a variety of games, and instead of falling
Oh
off,
yeah, Among Us. That shit was peak. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's ass now, but back in his prime, man, Among Us was the shit. Everybody was playing Among Us, man. I remember Pokimane was going crazy on there. Toast, Toast was like the greatest Among Us player ever. Oh my gosh. They was trying to take him down anytime. Anytime it was a kill that was too good, they would be like, it's toast just to get him out, because he was just that good, man. That motherfucker was him.
He actually would start growing, jumping on the trend of Fall Guys.
Oh,
Among
Fall
Us,
Guys was
and
hard
eventually
too, man.
Rust would prove to be a great choice for Myth, and he would consistently see upwards growth until January 2021, when he would average 21,000 live viewers for the month, with a handful of particularly successful Rust streams. 8th of January, 71,000 max viewers. 9th of January, 74,000. Myth had now reached absurdly high levels of viewership on 3 different games in 3 different years. This is not normal. Myth was living the dream. He could play seemingly whatever game he pleased, while still being one of the biggest streamers in the world, and was now blowing up again. Maybe Exility was wrong after all.
He probably
Maybe
felt
Myth
good
did
about
the right
that, man.
choice to pursue variety content.
Which is good for him,
In fact,
man.
It seems Myth's choice to play other games on stream than Fortnite was actually beneficial to him, not detrimental. Myth had proven the doubters wrong, but things can change fast in this industry, and the following month would see Myth's average viewers rapidly fall from 21,000 to 6,000. And whilst in the past, Myth would bounce back from moments like this, unfortunately, this time would prove to be the beginning of a consistent decline in viewership that would continue from here onwards. Around this time, Myth would start to see his subscriber count on YouTube begin to rapidly fall, losing over 10,000
Damn.
subscribers in most months. The same would happen with his Twitter, also bleeding thousands of followers. And on Instagram, he had lost around 50,000 followers every single month of 2021 so far.
Dude.
His YouTube content had become more and more varied, and he was now struggling to reach 20,000 views on videos. Even the fan favorite vlogs, which used to frequently attract millions of viewers, seemed to have lost their audience. But did Myth actually care? Maybe not. He clearly enjoyed being a variety creator, and of course, with masses of wealth, he didn't need
Yeah,
to be
bruh.
concerned by the number.
I'm glad he mentioned that, man. There's sometimes where just do what you do what you like, man. You already got all the money in the world, bro. You already made it. Your peak was literally one of the greatest of our generation, bro. You ain't gotta worry about that shit.
And ultimately, Myth was a Twitch streamer. That's what really mattered, and he was still gaining new followers in almost every stream. However, 8 months later, in October 2021, Myth's average viewers per stream had now fallen to 3,000, the lowest since the early days of Fortnite, almost 4 years ago.
Damn.
Despite a consistent decrease in average viewers, Myth would still have the occasional huge stream. One day he could be streaming to 2,600 max viewers, the next day 105,000. It's safe to say his viewership was very
That's weird.
sporadic at this time. Things weren't exactly looking promising, with Myth having a wildly inconsistent audience, heavily varied content, and a stream that would continue to stagnate for the following months. It would seem that Myth was slowly falling to obscurity and wouldn't be making any headlines anytime soon. But that was until July 2022, when Myth would make a decision that would drastically change the future of his career as a streamer, signing a deal with YouTube that would see him streaming exclusively on their platform with YouTube Gaming.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I remember this. That motherfucker got a bag for this shit, bro. He really went and got his money on.
Abandoning his
He
Twitch
got the
channel,
Albert
Myth had
Hainsworth
made arguably the
contract.
most important decision a big
If you know, you
streamer
know.
will ever make in regards to their career. Stay on Twitch or sign to a competitor on a lucrative exclusivity deal, and Myth had chosen YouTube Gaming over Twitch. His announcement would generate massive buzz on Twitter, with over 120,000
Damn.
likes on his announcement tweet. News of the announcement would make its way to Reddit, and viewers were quick to give their opinions. Good move for him. Chance at a fresh start as his viewership has stagnated. Even if it doesn't work out, still gets a large amount of money.
Yeah.
Bag secured.
That
I
bag,
remember
man.
seeing offline chats that streaming isn't for him anymore. It's interesting to see YouTube signing Myth. His stream is not what it used to be numbers-wise. He went from 7 to 8k average viewers to 3k in the last months. Seemed like his Twitch career was dying, so good move. Myth is a much bigger brand name than his actual views. He averages around 3k the last 3 months on Twitch, so Twitch has no reason to pay him big for exclusivity when there are thousands of streamers who bring more people to the platform. And for YouTube, he's a brand name people like/know, even if they don't watch him. Win-win for everyone. Despite Myth's consistent decline in viewership and followers on his various social medias,
Yeah, I'm an AI, but I'm here to talk apps. Real apps you can build in minutes with Base 44. This finance app solves your...
He had managed to secure the bag yet
Jesus.
again. Whilst I can't find exactly how much this deal was worth, it's common knowledge in the industry how lucrative these exclusive
Ninja did the same thing. He went to Mixer. Mixer was Chuz, man. Nobody ain't watched that shit.
If not tens of millions of dollars heavier after signing with YouTube.
He got a
But whilst
bag
the
for
money was
that. I
going
know
to
he
be
did.
Huge. There's always a catch. And it was no secret that moving from Twitch to YouTube gaming was a challenge. Despite its many flaws, Twitch was undeniably the home of live streaming, and around this time boasted a 75.6% of all live stream viewership online. Twitch's live viewers dwarfed that of YouTube gaming's. So naturally, when big Twitch streamers would move from Twitch to YouTube, they would often see a considerable dip in viewers. And well, as you would expect, that happened. After an initial spark of interest, Myth would quickly fall from the spotlight, and less than a month after signing to YouTube, he would upload a video titled, "This is Why I Fell Off," detailing the downfall of his career from his own perspective.
And I wanted to talk about what happened to my career. This is like a question that I get a lot. It's like, yo, what happened, Myth? Why do you have this many viewers at this point versus this point? What is going on? This is the Fortnite
I wouldn't
era.
even
This is our
address
peak.
that shit,
We've
bro.
come down.
Eventually it's gonna
Generally,
happen.
I think the main contributors to this were me not being able to keep up, hold that position as being the Fortnite guy and being like successful and competitive. As you guys know, like I got a pretty laughable competitive history in Fortnite. I didn't
They
do
just
well,
go keep on
and
showing.
there are a lot of
This is
things that
this is the clip that ruined his shit, bro. I mean, they ain't even gonna give him a break. It literally looked like a damn bug, but like, I guess so.
have to do with that. You know, one of them being I was young, man. I was 18 when all this was going on. I was super young, 18 or 19, and I was arrogant. You know, I got cocky. I had all this success, and I was like, I'm the man. You know, I'm doing this. I'm doing it my way. But when that happens, if you're in a position where like you're just an arrogant ass teenager and you're getting all this success, it's gonna be easy for that success to slip out of your hands. I feel like if you're not genuinely looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, hey, how could I improve? Who should I be listening to? How could I get help to keep this going? And that's kind of who I was. That's like a personality flaw in me though. I never wanted help. I never wanted to have to rely on somebody else for the answers. I genuinely think if I was a little bit less arrogant, was more accepting to help, I probably would have not had this decline that we see here throughout, you know, August, September, into early 2019. But with that being the case, we had a decline in viewership. It happened. I had a really rough time dealing with, you know, the public words and public perspective, and
yeah, bro.
being someone in this
His
industry
point of view,
level,
man.
you know, at the caliber that I was, there's a lot of people that have their opinions, and as
people
much
are
as
probably
you
talking
try
crazy,
to not
man.
let it get to you, it got to me, man. There are a lot of moments
hard,
where
man.
I would be
You
sitting,
could say it, but like,
staring
man,
at
if it
the
happens
go
to you,
live
bro.
button, and I would just cry. I would really break down.
Yeah, it gets hard.
Because I knew that right as soon as I go live, I was gonna get it on. I was gonna be told to myself. I was gonna be told that I'm worthless and that I should quit. I'm still
I feel bad for him.
greatly appreciative to the success that I had and the success that I still have. Without my past, I wouldn't be the person that I am today, and I genuinely think going through the highs and the lows genuinely made me a better person at the end of the day. Having everything and then getting it taken away from you, or not taken away from you, but like you losing it at your own hand, is such a humbling experience, and I am kind of happy that it happened. That was our past, but now we're here, and I'm done looking at the past. Moving over to YouTube is something that happened recently. That entire transition for me honestly feels like I'm hitting a reset button.
I'm surprised YouTube doesn't even do more crazy than Twitch. I don't look at like the analytics and stuff, but like YouTube, man, they ain't got, bro. Every time you click on somebody's Twitch stream, this is why I don't watch Twitch. You got like 15 fucking ads on Twitch, bro. That shit is so ass. Literally, right when you click on the stream, 1 second in, 9 ads. Like, bro.
Viewers were quick to show their support and appreciation for Myth in the comments.
Shout out to those guys,
This is a
man.
really mature video. I can't imagine how painful it would be to do an introspective like
But yeah,
this.
I'm gonna stop it right
Great
here
success
just
in the
because
future.
there's 10 minutes. His fucking thing is they're just gonna talk about him going down on YouTube gaming, bro. He went down to like 60 viewers or something, man. But yeah, that was a good recap, man. That video was really good, man. Shout out to Directed by Fainted for the video, man. You did a really good job editing this, cleaning it up, organizing it, man. You're a legend. But yeah, Myth, man, we will always remember you, Ninja, everybody, all those people in that thing, man. You guys gave one of the best times for when I was younger. I mean, I'm still young, but yeah, that was amazing.